Hello everybody and welcome back to another review. We have him here, Astonishing X-Men Wolverine, part of that 85 years celebration from Marvel Legends. Very awesome line that they did. You know, Ghost Rider, Phoenix. I'm trying to think of what else they came out. Captain Marvel or Miss Marvel, Warbird, whatever you want to call it, I think was part of it too. Iron Fist and Luke Cage was part of that too. So yeah, just a very, very awesome line that they did, and they put out a lot of very good figures for that line. I wasn't gonna buy them all, obviously, but Wolverine here was one of those that I really was looking forward to getting in hand and getting to play with. So, this is my brother's copy, so he bought this. I'm just gonna borrow it for the review and see how it is. There's a nice portrait of Wolverine or action shot. There's a portrait of him there, and not much else, but you get the branding of the 85 years. Very cool. You get the figure in there, and I believe the new Extreme Wolverine that we reviewed previously shares a lot of the new sort of hands that they used for this guy here. Not everything, because this guy has like textured suit and body all over, which is very nice. But yeah, like the hands I think was shared with the Extreme Wolverine, and we'll compare them later. But let's get right into this guy here. Get him out, and yeah, this one still has a nice background with Marvel and the different logos for different heroes and characters. Very nice. Here we have the tray with all of your stuff, with tape over everything for some reason. You have the alternate head there, fist, and give me the other fist. It doesn't... This tape is tricky. There we go. And there we have him. My goodness, this figure looks so good out of the packaging, and just seeing him here looks fantastic. He just does. He just stands out a lot. But let's take a look at his accessories here real quickly. Hopefully the lighting isn't too bad. I think I always have to zoom in for this, but you have your pointer finger, which we saw with the other Wolverine. I don't have his hands out right now, but came with the same pointer finger because there isn't much sort of texturing going on other than here, sort of some glove seams, and I have a piece of dirt in my nail. But yeah, there we have a pointer. We have, again, the wide open hand here, looking sculpted pretty nicely for the most part, and then nice silver for the knuckles. And then he does come with two fists, so he can punch without his claws. So that's very nice. And then he does have an alternate head sculpt, which I think has to go on the figure at all times. It just looks so good. You can see the white out eyes in there, that nice angry expression, black and yellow. It looks very cool. You have the seam going over the head, And then all those wrinkles because he's sort of squinting. Very cool head sculpt. But yeah, that's all you get. And then you obviously have the clawed hands over here, which on this one, they seem pretty straight. This one seems loose. I don't know why. It does seem loose. I don't know if it just wasn't in there properly. There we go. That's a little better. It is a little more outwards. There we go. It seems more even now. Claws on this side seem very good. So yeah, overall, the claws are in good shape. Yeah, this one just seems to be loose. I think there's just too much space in there. Yeah, because as soon as you go down, it just like wants to come out. But for the most part, it stays in there. So no issues there. Let's see. His head is on... I think it's on a ball joint. Yes it is. And yeah, unfortunately you don't get a lot of range out of this ball joint. This is as much forward as you get, and that's as much back as you get, and side to side. So you can definitely go in there and modify it to get some more, but with the head on there, geez, that's tough. There we go. You can only go up about that much and down about that much, so definitely can be modified for some more range, and pivoting is great. And then yeah, you can turn side to side. Arms go out about that much, so almost a perfect T. You have butterfly joints go forward and back with this shoulder piece here, and you can see where that sort of goes into the shoulder joint and loops around it. So when you rotate, it's going to rotate with the arm, go out, your bicep swivel. Let's see, double jointed arms, very nice, very good range. No forearm rotation, and then all your hands are going to go in and out as such horizontally. You have a upper ball joint here. You can sort of twist side to side, go forward about that much with the ball joint, and then back that much with the ball joint. And then with the ab crunch and everything, you can go forward about that much and back a lot more. You can kick forward about that much, out about that much, and then you do have your upper thigh cut, and then you have your double jointed knees, and then your feet go back, forward, and then you have ankle pivot. No boot cut rotation, which is a bit of a shame. Kind of a shame we don't have a forearm rotation either, but a lot of people don't mind not having the forearm rotation. I just think it's a nice little additional piece of rotation or articulation. And then putting this head on there, you can just see that completes the look. And I feel like he might be able to look a little bit higher with this head sculpt, but not a whole ton more. So yeah, that is the articulation for this Wolverine. Yeah, this claw just wants to slip out. But yeah, getting a closer look at this guy. Belt buckle painted nicely for the most part. I mean, you can see it's kind of floppy in there, but from a distance, no problem at all. You have the silver there at the sides. You have some sloppy yellow paint here, and down here the blue. Some more sloppiness on this side, unfortunate. Even up here, you have some of the yellow seeping through the blue, it seems like. Even on this side. Unless that's just intentional, because even the yellow comes up into the blue on this side over here, on this sort of border trim. Yeah, so there's just little pieces of yellow coming through the blue, which is unfortunate. But again, from a distance, you're not really gonna notice this. This is just being very nitpicky and being like directly in front of the figure. But the upper torso looks pretty clean to me overall. You do have these his hairy muscles, which it does have like the wrinkles texturing going for it. I don't know if it's the same as the extreme Wolverine. It doesn't seem like it. This is like much rougher than this over here, so I think that's different biceps, yeah. Because even down here, this feels very bumpy and wrinkly, whereas this one doesn't. So they may be different, I'm not too sure, but from what I can feel and see, they seem different. You have the gloves painted nicely for the most part. Pretty good. Yeah, looking pretty good. We looked at the head sculpt already. Looks cool, but yeah, overall, pretty good figure. I think this is the only Wolverine that we have from Marvel Legends that has this sort of ball joint system. You know, they're starting to do that a little bit more, but I hope they keep improving upon, because I mean, ball joints are great, but if you do them right, then you'll get more range than just that. The extreme one didn't have that system going for it, so it's a bit of a shame that we've only seen it for this Wolverine so far and none other one. And I thought he was gonna share a lot more body sculpt with this, or at least that this took some body sculpt from the Astonishing one, but that's not the case. I mean, there's brand new sort of legs, at least I think they're brand new legs and boots, belt piece. It's a different sort of upper torso, I believe, different arms, so not too much shared in common. Maybe the claws, that's about it, but even then, they seem slightly different. I'm not too sure, but I know for sure he's just shared the alternate hands from him, so that's about the only similarity. But I mean, I guess if you want to see them next to each other, there they are. Being that he is Astonishing Wolverine, we only have 2 other members of the Astonishing team. Everyone's hoping that they'll make more of the members and just complete the team, because that is a very popular comic book series, the Astonishing X-Men, and it's one of my favorite too. At least the designs in that comic series I really do enjoy and love a lot. This one being a prime example, but also part of that team is Cyclops, which this is also a great costume design for Cyclops. I still want to get my hands on Emma Frost, because I believe that's also the Astonishing X-Men design for her. When it's the recent Emma Frost, I don't remember the name of the Build-A-Figure wave, but she's somewhat decent. She hasn't really gone up in price or decreased. She's still sitting at about $20 or $25 in box, so I'm just looking for one that goes a little lower than 20 loose, then I'll get her, and then she can join this crew. But I know Colossus is part of it. Beast has a cool design for that team. I think Kitty Pryde a part of it? I don't remember very well. There's my hair. But yeah, it's very cool seeing these two side by side here. It's very cool. I mean, it's just very cool that they're also giving him the treatment of making unique sort of sculpted outfits. So Cyclops had these sort of like border trims also going throughout the suit and seams, and It's very unique looking, and they did that same thing with Wolverine over here. The body is just very detailed, which I guess I didn't really get into it. But you have this like seam going down. The pants looks very cool. The boots and the wrinkles, very nice. You have all this sort of extra layered sculpting. Oops, you can't see that. Extra layering, sculpting going on for these sort of blue areas, which is very cool. Again, more seams and whatnot, borders, trimmings, whatever you want to call them. Just looks very cool. I mean, they went all out with this line. The 80, what is it, 85 years? Yeah, 85 years. They went all out with it, and you know, just having Wolverine here is very cool to see, especially next to the Cyclops. They're slowly building this team up, so hopefully we get the rest of the team soon and not in like 10 years like they usually just hold off on certain teams. But yeah, I think that does it for my review. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in a future video.